You're almost as red as your hair there, brother. What's up? God, the guys are listening. Stop it. Alright, are we good?
You don't bother me when I'm podcasting.
Alright, now that that's out of the way, we're going I'm gonna transition over. Oh my god, welcome to the Rev Match Podcast, the Automotive Podcast, where Timmy's always late and nobody's eating dinner, so they're gonna do it on your time. Timmy's not here yet. Hopefully he'll join us here shortly. Guys got caught up at work. Whatever that's like.
Oh yeah.
Weird.
Well yeah, get a job, loser. Get a job.
Rude. I can hear you.
It's freaking busy as all hell at work, man.
That's good. That's good.
It's nuts, man.
With the Lord knows what the world would do if Porsche drivers couldn't drive their Macan S's to the grocery store all day long. Whatever.
You know, they're all working from home, so it's not like they really gotta go anywhere.
We're talking about they're not working from home; they own the business. Anyway,
they're working from home.
Good point. What's everybody drinking? Hit me.
Belvedere.
Ooh.
Mm-hmm.
Why are you always so classy? You got your fancy haircut. You got your backlighting. You got your big.
What do you mean?
You got your big hipster open collar tees.
Pinky's out.
So is it blasphemous for drinking vodka in a Templeton Rye glass?
I don't think so. It's vodka.
It's,
Vodka is like the
country.
fucking
Vodka
is like vodka doesn't have a glass. Like as far as I know, there's no like vodka glass. It's like it's vodka. You fucking drink. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
it's like Russians would call you a pussy for asking what type of glass you're supposed to drink their alcohol out of, right?
Yeah, you drink and then fight.
Right.
It's called the
I was
bottle.
looking cool
You drink it out of glass I give you. Now shoot that shit and go right there. You know, like that's the fucking
Well, speaking of vodka, I have a White Claw mixed with some Tito's.
Ooh.
Fucking
I've
solid.
had that. That is solid. Just takes the edge
Solid.
off enough.
It's a little dangerous. Smidge dangerous, but it's delicious.
It is
Just
a
a
smidge
smidge.
dangerous, but we like to live dangerously. I don't know. I'm memeing.
Yeah,
I have a 21st Amendment, and then I have a noser glass full of Four Roses small batch.
Ooh,
Quite good.
Is that decent? I almost picked that up the other day.
Yeah, it's like $10 off right now. I'm not.
Nice.
Yeah, so I'll take that. And it's 90 proof, and it's real smooth. Kyle, what are you drinking?
I am drinking Tahoe Blue Vodka with a little bit of LaCroix.
Wow,
there you
we
go.
have got some.
Oh, my
We have
God.
got some straight up Karens in the.
Karen.
Holy shit! Holy shit! He made it. He's made
Hold
it.
on. We need to pour shots.
We're already
What?
rolling. We're rolling.
I know,
Like we are.
fast.
You jumped in mid podcast. Like we.
Hi, everybody.
Wild Timmy appears. He's like a fucking Pokemon.
Catch it when you can, baby. Catch it when you can.
Right?
He came in like a wrecking ball.
Oh, my god.
gosh.
Oh, Jesus.
Just don't
Yeah.
start.
Oh,
Alright,
so we might as
alright.
well get to that at the top of the show. This is Chris's last episode on the podcast. Really weird. Gonna be
Bye,
sad
guys.
to see him go.
Oh,
That's it. It's a wrap.
Yep.
Man, there's
I
a
got
lot.
Blue
You know what?
Island.
There's a lot
Oh,
more
fuck.
jokes I could make, but I don't think that I should make them. So we're gonna stop there. We're
Probably a
gonna
good idea.
probably for the best. Yeah. So Timmy, you got stuck like at work, huh, buddy?
yeah, it was great.
I am
It was
teaching
really
the
great.
ways of Porsche.
He's
What-
teaching me the ways of Porsche. If you're a service advisor, you're there at least an hour past your scheduled clock out time.
Yeah.
At least.
Hey, Dustin was there too.
Mo
That's
money,
actually a surprise. That dude's out by 5 o'clock.
yeah, he
when
usually is.
we have a new technician, so he's training that guy, and he's
up.
dispatching right now because Johnny's out. So when he was dispatching in general, like he would always be there till at least 5:30, and he'd be there at 7:30. So
Yeah.
Johnny just made Gold Tech, didn't he?
Yeah.
Yeah. So John used to be on the podcast, just is now officially a Gold Porsche Master Tech. Which congrats on that
Dude,
fucking paycheck,
Bravo.
that
homie.
is that's
Well,
no
wonder.
joke, bro. That's years of studying, and like then you had to go down and they take a test, take a written test, and then they give you a car, and the car is bugged, and you have
Yeah.
to fix the car.
I like
and
that.
You have to find all the bugs to be able to fix it. If you don't find the bugs, then you don't pass.
You have to find all the
Do
bugs.
they have a time limit?
I'm
I
sure they
think
do.
there is a time limit of some situation, but it's like a couple of hours because you have to go through all these diagnostic processes and follow them
Right.
step by step to be able to figure out what's wrong with the car.
That's
and
fucking
this and
tight,
that.
though. That's cool.
And
That's
they
good
do.
for
They're
him,
like,
dude.
they'll go in and like they'll find like a plug connector and like they'll slightly like back the plug connector wire out.
Pull
so
the
it's
pin
just
out a little
loose.
bit. Yeah.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
like you really have to dive to
Oh,
the
that's
diagnose.
the easy one though. That's
Yeah, I mean,
because when
there's
I've been
stuff
doing,
like
oh yeah, my like level 2, level 3, and I'm like a class away from being my master tech through Land Rover, and they will hide a small little resistor that's been soldered into like a circuit, and then you got to figure out why something is failing.
So you got to
And,
check continuity, figure out why that's
Oh,
drawing
yeah.
harder, and then track the
Yeah.
whole fucking wire down. Do you find the resistor?
yeah.
Dick moves,
Yeah.
fucking
so
Brits,
well,
pieces of shit.
yeah, you got to split half test a circuit and all that kind of crap. So, I mean, it's literally everything that we do on a daily basis. Work on freaking cars.
Well, and it's
Yeah,
just
that's true.
especially the new shit, right? There's so much like we.
I don't want to be a tech no more.
I mean, everybody will remember Mike's CAN bus tirade from the last episode, and we all know that there's a fuckload of wires in these cars. So, I think electrical is going to be more and more and more and more and more important as we overcomplicate.
You just say CAN bus, but there's Ethernet. You got
Apex
now wiring.
Yeah, that's true.
You got Land Rovers using FlexRay.
Really?
And yeah, and then like things like Power Mode 0 and
Jesus Christ,
dude, it's more and more in depth.
Well, it's like
year.
it's the thing of like you keep adding more and more sensors, more and more electronics, right? But it still needs to be able to turn off and on a 12-volt starter, right?
Mhm.
Unless it's a hybrid.
They're
They use a 12 volt for a hybrid too.
Right. Well, yeah, true.
They do. Our new Land Rover Evokes are, I think the Evokes and the Discovery Sports are 48-volt system.
That's right. They are a 48-volt system.
Really?
Yeah.
Yep.
It's the same size of battery, if I remember correctly, but it's just like a way denser. I don't know. I remember learning about it when I still worked there. Shout out to everybody still stuck at that place.
We have problems right now with Taycan batteries. Not the big battery, but the
12
12 volt
volts.
battery.
Dude, when I worked for Tesla, the 12 volt system
that's everybody.
taking a shit. Yeah.
Well, so right now, and I've had 2 customers actually. Tim has this customer right now, which I'll probably take from you.
Rude.
Is
You already took my other Taycan.
like what happens is the car gets stuck in a communications loop, and it will actually kill the 12 volt battery over nighttime, which then entail, because you need a 12 volt battery to turn the ignition on and start the car, it will actually make the car a brick. And it's because it's in a communication stuck loop because the server's in Germany and the server's supposed to be here in the United States, and COVID screwed all that up.
Fuck.
So what have we learned? What have we learned from this conversation?
Less
Don't
electronics.
buy a Taycan.
Less electronics. And to that
Less
point,
electronics.
Don't buy a Taycan.
Mike bought a GTR, baby. Mike bought a fucking GTR, baby.
Happy Skyline for Mike.
Yes, and not an actual legit Skyline. It is an R33. It is not an R35.
It says it.
It says it. It's got badges. It's got papers. I've seen the VIN plate. I've seen the whole fucking 9 yards. It's
I've
fucking,
rode in it. It's great.
I sat in it. I revved it. You were fucking blocking it in, so I couldn't fucking drive it. But it has the wheels I want on it, so fuck Mike, but whatever.
The thing I find hilarious during Christmas, not Christmas, Thanksgiving, we're all like, I'm thankful for Mike's GTR.
I showed that to Dana, and she just laughed that we're a bunch of fucking nerds.
It's
everybody
like
likes my GTR. Like,
it's a JDM legend, bro. Like it's a fucking
100%.
legendary car. It's like, and it's so funny. And I was talking when I went to go see it, right? Like I was telling Mike, he's like, "Oh, sit in it, check it out." And I'm like, it feels like a fucking 240 in here, right? Like it's just an old Nissan. You know what I mean? Like on the
it's super basic.
Yeah,
Like,
it's
there's
just
no bunch of shit in it.
No.
Like you have 2 window switches, you have a radio, you have
a switch that we don't know what it does.
I figured that out. That's for your power antenna, which mine doesn't work.
Hilarious,
Oh.
hilarious.
You don't need it.
You don't need
it.
that, but you kind of want
Yeah,
it,
the
right? Like you
inspector
kind of
did
want
that,
it.
Like at some point,
Yeah.
like so the overall goal is to make everything work. Everything that came out of the factory from Nissan needs to work flawlessly. Like
I
right
like
now, I'm trying
that.
to track down like a window switch. I need to redo the R33s. Have a problem where the dash peels. We have the same problem with Porsche. It's a material they use. It just needs to be refinished. Like, I just want it to be
That's a
everything
Nissan problem,
functions.
by the way. Don't.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I just want it to. I want it to be able to function, right? I want all the buttons to work. I want everything
You want
to
to
work.
restore it a little bit, like a little bit,
Right.
right? Like it's
And
you
like
know,
even then, it doesn't mean if you're sitting there talking about a 25-year-old car that came across the world on a boat, how many hands it went through. I've told you guys, there's no dings, there's no scratches.
No, I've
there's
seen
no
it.
real
It's clean.
dent. Like
there's
the
a
body
couple of
lines are
little like
straight.
the little like rear spats need to be readhered,
Yeah,
which is super easy. That's like a
it's
30-minute
double-sided
job.
tape. Like,
Yeah,
okay.
yeah.
It's,
I
it's
think
not that
that's
big a
like the
deal.
biggest shock to non-car people, by the way, when they realize how much of their car is held together with like pins and double-sided tape. It's like, these
Oh,
things,
dude,
like,
right? Like,
it's all plastic
We-
clips and tape,
yeah,
dude. Like
we
they're
don't
not fucking
It is.
special, dude.
you don't weld anything together anymore.
No.
It's all just like
Yeah,
and
if
you
it's
just stick it there. Like,
if it's not like a frame and a quarter panel, it's just held on with hopes and dreams. Really, like there's nothing.
and dude, like that is the best thing. Like we've all talked about this. You know, you look at like newer cars today, and you close the door, right? It's super tinny. It's aluminum or whatever the hell they're made out of. You close this door, it's some steel shit. Like and like
it's
That's a testament.
It's closed,
to cars built
like-
in that era.
yeah,
it's one of those scenes too where it's like I closed the door to Mike's car and it's like a thud and then like a rattle because it's all plastic or whatever, like on the door clips and like you know what I mean? And it's like and you can hear the glass flapping around inside the door and like all this. I'm like, yeah, it's shitty and I love it. Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like it's not
yeah. So
it's not
and
the
it-
German build quality, but I'd rather have that anyway. Like I'd fucking
Oh,
way rather.
100%.
You know?
I mean, but the thing about that is like after writing it, I already told you two about it. I just love that it feels like it's supposed to be built. Like in my WRX, like my WRX was cool and like it was fast for a WRX, but it's bumpy and clunky
Yeah.
and uncomfortable. And driving in the GTR, like it feels like it's a new car. Like
Yeah.
it's comfortable. It's smooth on the fucking drive. The
I-
power
yeah.
band is linear. It's great.
I
Like
really
it
want to
felt
drive
how
it
it's
so
supposed to
bad.
feel.
Yeah, I want to drive it so
Me
bad.
first.
Fair enough. Your proximity wise, fair enough. But the thing, but like if I heard that, I've heard like everybody that drives GTRs, especially like American journalists that drive them, because they're pipe dreams for us, right? Like growing up as
Right.
kids and shit. And then you look at like Matt Farah drove them, and like Larry Chen when he got his R32 and all that shit. It's like they're
Yep.
so refined for being a 30-year-old, almost some of them almost 40-year-old Japanese car. They're just
Yeah.
super fucking refined. They're just like that all-wheel drive system's tits. Suspensions are well balanced. The steering is impeccable. Like everything's just
Dude.
perfect.
So we finally got to put it up in the air this past Saturday.
Uh-huh.
And like the amount of bracing, the factory bracing
Yeah.
on this car is insane.
Yeah.
Like there is bars, and like we're not talking like these little like dinky little bars. We're talking like the sway bar is like this big.
Fuck yeah.
Like no joke in the back. It's massive, and like these cars were set up to nut up and let's go race them. Like that, it
So sick.
literally was set up for that. And
Don't
like
call him fucking Godzilla for nothing, homie. You know what I'm saying?
Dude,
like, yeah.
and then like you
I
know,
just sent the picture over the rub nuts.
Okay.
you know, I'm new to Nissan, never owned a Nissan. Obviously, we always wanted Godzilla. We always wanted Skylines because one, unattainable. Two, we all grew up in Fast and Furious movies. Let's be honest about it. We all
No, I
idolize Paul Walker. Like we all love it. But the thing about the car is it's so solid from 30 years ago. Like you imagine if like Nissan actually like did like the GTR over again. I know they have the R35.
doesn't
That's not a
feel
real
the
GTR.
same. It doesn't
That's not
feel
a
the
real
same.
GTR.
Yeah.
No.
Also, Chris,
No
I
way.
can't show anybody this photo. It's fucking sideways. Can you help me out a little
Yeah, I
bit?
gotta break my neck for that shit. Mike, I'm not breaking my neck for your car just for the photo.
Oh come
Right
on,
On
it's crap.
I'll resend.
That's crap.
It is. What the fuck is this shit? We're so hard on Chris, and he takes all of our photos for free. It's fucking amazing. Like,
I know. We still love you,
I'm
kid.
putting dicks all over your cars next time. Everyone's car except for mine's gonna be a fucking unicorn.
Why does
Gonna
my
have
car
rainbows
get
and clouds
dicks?
down the
oh
side.
my god, it's so funny. You got your car gets dicks because it's fucking stock. That's why.
Yeah,
Oh, you're
it's
just mad
brownie.
because it's blue.
Ooh. Yeah.
I do.
But no, I
yeah.
mean, I've never owned a Nissan. You start doing more research on RB26s, and
It's a sick
relatively-
engine. Yeah.
Dude, like it's super solid. They don't have a whole lot of problems. Yeah, there's some. If you really crank up the horsepower in them, if you do like 6, 7, 800 horsepower out of them, they're stupid. Like you got to, different oil pumps, different water pumps, and all that stuff. But like,
That looks tight.
you could spend probably used car market, used parts, that kind of stuff. You could probably spend 4 or 5 grand, and the thing's a monster. I mean, it'll have 500 horsepower. The downside of those is the ceramic turbo or ceramic wheel on the backside of the turbo for the exhaust. And their factory ECUs you cannot tune. Nissan.
Oh, I didn't know
all the guys
that.
back in the day locked all that
Oh.
stuff down. You literally cannot access the
So
ECU.
you have to get a
other than-
standalone. You have to get a standalone.
Yeah.
Yeah, you have to get a standalone, which relatively for 400 or 500 horsepower, you could spend 4,500 to 5 grand, maybe 6, depending if you had to buy used or new parts, and you would be there. I mean, turbos,
Yeah.
intake,
Downpipes, all that shit.
not even downpipe, injectors, fuel pump, and an ECU, and you'll have 4 or
Fuck
500
off, Kyle. We can get it. You know
We
what?
get it.
We get it. Fucking, everybody look at how cheap my Volkswagen is. Fucking asshole.
Hold on.
Hey, somebody traded in a GTI today, and Kyle's
Wait.
already trying to swoop.
Well, the guy bought a 911 for what I heard, and
Yes.
I'm very curious on what aftermarket non-smog legal stuff is on the car.
I didn't even get to look at it, but I'll look at it on Thursday.
And
But the
and
car he
Les-
bought is sick.
He put it back to
Dude,
stock.
What-
like, yeah, there's a lot of guys that actually trade in
I
like
sent over a real picture.
STIs and GTIs, and they get 911s. It's actually, we've had how many STIs traded in?
Dude, Johnny got his STI from.
So did
Like,
fucking
four of them.
Isaac.
I
And
sold
there-
that guy a
there's a-
Cayenne. The guy that
there's a
Johnny
lot-
bought his STI, I sold him a Cayenne.
That's funny.
There was another white, I think 18 or 19 that got traded in that Isaac
Yeah.
actually got an intake off of,
There's
and he
been
got,
Yeah.
he
Yeah.
got full catback exhaust off of too.
No shit. What a bitch. Just
He
kidding,
got
Isaac.
an-
Love you.
He got the NVIDIA catback, and then he got a Cobb intake, and then he also got a Cobb access board. He bought the access board, but he got everything else
Oh.
for free.
Yeah. Just let
Good for
Isaac
him.
be known. Fuck you, Isaac, for real.
Yeah,
Like
yeah.
what
Dude,
Alex said.
Timmy's so mad that you froze his
He
video.
got a free
He
exhaust.
froze like
Oh, god damn it.
Yeah, you
Wait,
did.
wait. Print screen. Okay, got it.
Too late.
Oh,
Wait. Yeah, freaking, it was so funny because like the used car manager asked me like, oh, I don't know how I'm gonna get that stuff off. I'm like, dude, like Isaac's gonna take it and we're gonna give you his stock parts. And he's like, well, how much does he want for that? He
Oh,
wants the
my
parts. I was like, he's like, well, okay. I'm like, okay, Jerry, you're an idiot.
yeah.
You have a guy with a stock car that wants to be modded and a modded car that you need stock. Let's just fucking
Yeah,
solid.
Easy.
come together to make this happen.
Let's do it.
I
tell you what.
just
Yeah.
came up.
Yeah,
Oh,
he
yeah.
did. He just came up on about, if it's an R400,
$1,400.
yeah, about $14. The R400, I'm assuming it's an R400 because it's always an R400.
No, I thought it was a Q300.
Is it 4 tips?
Yes.
That's R400.
That's
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Is it 4 tips with 4 baby resonators, one on each pipe?
No.
I don't know about
Oh,
that.
it's not.
I,
Then it is a Q. Then
No.
it is a smaller one.
It's
I
So-
thought it was a
Magnaflow.
Q300.
Okay, then it's probably quieter than an R400 because R400s are loud as fuck.
It's not as loud as his last exhaust was.
Mm-mm.
Really?
It's
Yeah,
much more quieter.
but I mean, now he's got a tune. He's happy.
You need a tune
oh,
for an
he-
exhaust.
No, for the
No,
intake.
it's intake.
Yeah, you
But
do
he
have to
needs
tune
a
for
tune
the
for an
intake.
intake?
You do have to tune for an intake. Yes.
Bro, it's a
Yeah.
Subaru.
Yeah, they have.
You
You,
think it's gonna be easy?
you fucking look at it the wrong way. You need to retune it. That's how it works.
That's true. True. Sorry.
Speaking of Subarus, just because about the GTR, the STI is not going to go anywhere. The STI is staying. The GTR is.
Can I drive it? I need something manual to drive.
You drive a fucking Audi S4. What are you
It's a manual.
I'll let you take
Wait,
that
wait,
sport.
wait, 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 wait,
Yeah,
wait, 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 wait,
I
wait,
would
wait,
let you drive. Actually, you know what, Timmy? We can trade for a day.
I mean, but am I gonna blow it up with the fuel pump?
No.
I mean, that's not fighting words. That's he's at the edge
You
of.
know, yeah, it is. You know, it's funny. Speaking of, hold on.
Huh?
This guy hella bailed on me. He had a fuel pump, brand new, and that dude bailed on me today.
What?
I'll message this.
Are you
dirtbag
getting
right now.
that big one? The one that's what is it? A size bigger than the Hellcat?
It's not yet because there's actually one a little bit more expensive. It's a fuel pump basket, everything. It's an RS3 brushless 525
I
What
know
do they
this. Give
call
me a
it?
second. I have to help my wife with some beer back. Keep
Okay. So yeah. So it's a brushless motor. Obviously, brushless motor, they work a little bit more gooder than a brush motor fuel pump. So it's that
I know a
one.
lot about fuel pumps.
Yeah. Well, it's like anything with a motor. You would
Yeah.
want a brushless motor versus a brush motor, right?
Yeah.
I mean, you have
Less friction.
less friction. Its overall efficiency is much better. But the fuel pump that I'm looking at is an RS3 one. It comes with the fuel pump, a new driver module, because obviously you're pushing more amperage. There's like a little link harness to make everything work.
Right.
And then I'll get a revised tune. And Chris is in all right now.
Jimmy just took a double shot.
What was that?
Well,
Everyone just missed it except for
Tennessee.
Tim is off tomorrow.
That's
so.
funny.
Tamara.
So yeah, and then basically that pump is 850, 950, and then that's one step closer to be full E85 on mine, which is another probably $1,000 or so. So $2,000 away from full 85 and 500 plus horse.
Reliably.
that's awesome. That's
Yeah,
so awesome.
and I'm still on a stock motor at 460 wheel.
That's
Good.
tight.
Dude,
Yeah.
that's a problem. That's a problem with Subaru is they take their motors and they like max them out
Oh, Kyle's gone.
to where there isn't
Wait
anything
for
left.
Kyle. Kyle wants to hear your conversation because I agree.
Wow. Wait a minute. I missed that.
Wait a minute.
Yeah, see, I told you to wait for him.
Well, I mean, it goes back to like Subaru, right? Versus like any other manufacturer. We were all Subaru fanboys. At least I am. I love Subaru.
I am. Hell yeah.
It sounds good. Whatever. But the problem is they max.
Shut up, Chris.
Kid, shut up.
I didn't say anything. I didn't fucking say anything. What the
Yeah,
hell?
he's looked at
Yeah.
all of our cars and been like, "Fuck, that's fun."
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm
I wish
just
I could
jealous
do
of your trunk
that.
space. I want your trunk space.
Well,
That's all I
I'll
want.
get you-
Yeah.
I'll get you that.
hey, we'll never forget the day we went and took those photos on the river, and I did a launch with you in my WRX, and for the first time ever, and you were like shocked at what that did.
I was shocked at how slow it was.
Oh, come on. Anyways, all I
I
was
had
saying
to go to the dagger.
is Subaru leaves nothing on the table. Like
No.
Subaru gives you everything that motor has, borderline to its reliability.
Yeah.
Like look at Volkswagen. I mean, look, Kyle's got even if Kyle's got 10 grand into his car, right? Whatever you have into your car. I can't come close to that kind of power without it, if not doubling, if not tripling the amount of money you've put into that car.
Yeah.
Like,
Well,
that-
how much?
that's
How
crazy.
much did you guys pay for your STIs?
Uh,
I assume
I
you
bought
paid
mine
like
30,
32.
34?
I think I paid like 32 or 33. I got
Yeah.
a deal on it because it was 16 or 17, and I bought a 15. So, but I bought it from our company, which I got a
And
I got
so
a
it was a
deal.
used for, yeah. I mean, that's still not a bad deal. They hold value really well.
Yeah.
But I bought my car brand new, 23 miles on it for
25 grand.
23.5 with
Yep.
the employee deal. I probably have around 10K into it, so I'm 35 into my car,
Fuck you.
and
Wait, is that just motor
that's
performance?
no,
upgrade?
that's
That's
not performance upgrades. That's tail lights, headlights,
Oh.
splitter, wheels, tires, brakes, tune, downpipe, exhaust, intake, big turbo. So I'm probably pretty close to 10 grand.
Well, see, that's the thing about those German cars. Like, I never understood because I never cared until I drove an S4. But like, when I was a salesperson at Subaru, like, you sell a Subaru's MSRP, a WRX base is 28 grand, and we sell them for 26 on like the deals, and a GTI is going for 24 grand right next door.
Yeah.
And you're getting 30 miles to the gallon versus the 25 miles to the gallon.
It's the all-wheel
Like-
drive, dude. That's the number
And I
one.
never, and I mean, well, that's the thing. It's a GTI. It's not a Golf R.
Right.
A Golf R is way overpriced. A Golf R was like 38 grand. I'm not buying
Oh
a
yeah.
fucking Golf R
A
for $38,000.
260 fucking crank horsepower car for fucking
Yeah, no. But it's
But, I
like
mean,
they're built
there are
like what-
290. Okay.
what
No,
you
they're
say,
not.
Mike,
The first
about
gens were
Porsches,
265. Fucking get
The
outta
first
here.
gens, yes.
you were talking to that guy the other day that bought I don't know a new Carrera or something, but you were talking about how Porsche like totally undertunes the car. Like, I mean, every one of our customers, we've had 3 GT2 RS customers with less than 5,000 miles tune their cars. Say
That's
brand
a
new
1,000
2019 $400,000 car that you
I
just
can't even-
tuned. Like, really?
Dude,
And it's like
at
they have
least-
800 horsepower, and it's like the Porsche block is like, we can keep going.
Yeah, there's 3 2RSs that we come into our shop that have been tuned to add over 100 horsepower and over 100 foot-pounds of torque, and like the tuner was like, "Yeah, we're just getting started." Like,
I mean, it's
Yeah,
wild.
yeah.
It's wild.
the boost in those cars is so small compared to like probably what Kyle runs or like what my STI runs. I mean, my STI runs 20.
I mean, I assume it's in the teens, like low teens.
It's probably low teens. It's a
yeah.
flat 6. Those are what, 3? Are they all 3.8s now?
It's a 3.8 twin turbo in the 2RS. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean it's got twin scroll turbos and all the fucking. That's the. I mean
Yeah.
that's the like.
You don't need 28.5 pounds of boost.
No, it's got a big old
No.
fucking block, a big old hot nasty block you can throw fucking shit at. But it's like that's the biggest difference between like new Japanese cars and old Japanese cars. Old Japanese cars had power on the table, like in the car,
100%.
right? Or they just underquoted the fuck out of the horsepower, like we talked about before.
Well, yeah.
That was
But that
I mean, it's like-
that was the norm.
yeah. it's
Toyota
like-
took a German motor.
I mean, listen,
Toyota
that's a that's a
German,
multifaceted statement. One, it didn't make any sense for Toyota to spend money on a straight 6 engine development platform when
Thank
they could use BMWs. Everybody, listen, that what is it? The S. It's the
It's like
S65 or some shit. It's the one that was in like the old 335i's, like the E90 335i's or whatever.
Oh, that was a great car.
Yeah, it's a
Yeah.
3.5 liter or 3.3 liter, some shit straight
No,
6.
I thought it was a 3.0. My
Is
mom
it a
had a
3.0?
335 diesel, and it was a 3.0.
Well, it's a diesel though. It's a diesel.
It's the same car. It's the same car. It's the same car.
It's the
Trust
same
me.
car, but it's not the same block.
Different
It is
engine.
the same.
It is not the same.
I think.
Timmy, that's not how that works.
Listen, you
I
can't.
know.
You can't run diesel in an aluminum block, dude. Like, I mean, it's
I
probably an
know.
aluminum. It's not. Anyway, it's a 3 to 3.5 liter fucking inline 6, right? Twin turbo, whatever. But you see dudes and they're strapping fatty single turbos. These fucking things make like 850 horsepower. It's like, oh, I put rods in it. You know what I mean? Like I just fucking ran it, strapped a big turbo to it, whatever.
Dude, I mean that's the hot setup in the GTR is you do a lot of research and everybody goes away from the dual turbos and goes to a big turbo setup and you
Oh,
get
it's
all
the same thing with
power in the
Supras.
world.
It's the same thing with Mark IV Supras, right? It's like you lose all the torque because fat ass single turbo, but you pick up a fuckload of top, and that's why like drag Supras and shit, they just fucking eat on the top end. You know what I mean? Like,
Oh yeah.
I mean, they get out.
Yeah.
You still have 3 liters of displacement to fuck with. You can get a good like. You don't lose all the torque, but you do sacrifice low end because you don't have that initial turbo, right? You don't have the smaller turbos that spool up super quick, but you gain so much top end. But you know, you went
Well,
from
that-
those engines,
Turbo lag on that's so crazy though.
but there's fucking ways around that shit too, though.
You
There's
can
rolling
program that
anti-lag,
or-
and there's
Timing.
Yeah.
dude, twin scroll turbos are fucking. They spool so goddamn fast. You know what I mean?
Yep.
So
And
At-
that's the goal for the GTR is that I want to leave it twin turbo. Like
I
I
think
like
that'd be
twin
cool.
turbo.
I think
Yes,
that'd be fun.
I think drivability wise,
It's more linear.
It is more
It
linear.
is, and I
It's
won't.
a giant power band versus a
I
power
was
band.
never trying to get 800 horsepower out of the car.
Nah, one of the. I mean, it's probably if you. I would think what I would say first would be cool is that we should dyno it and just see what it's at.
I've already
Yeah.
called M45 to see if they would dyno it, and they said they would. So
Oh, they'll dyno anything. They were gonna dyno Mahomes Raptor. They don't give a fuck.
Yeah, but like okay, like we've talked about on the previous podcast, there was always that agreement in Japan, right? Everybody listed their cars at what, Alex,
It's
285.
like it was like 286, some shit. Yeah, whatever.
Yeah.
Which is like
I'm willing to bet that car has got damn near 350 horsepower. If
I
not
would say
more.
that's
Yeah.
I'd say that's a safe bet. I'd say that's at
Yeah.
least when it was brand new, like brand new at the crank, yeah, it was probably closer to 350.
Well, and so when
Dude,
we
and
got
that
it
thing
up in the air
feels
on
good.
Saturday, we found out that it's got a high flow HKS cat on it. So basically,
Rear steering.
there's no
Yeah,
cat.
Hikus, yeah, sick.
And
The high kit-
your
high
your
kit's
car is a
badass.
95.
Dude, that is so.
That's crazy to me.
If you ever want to go down a fucking crazy rabbit hole, just look into the old Tesla all-wheel drive system. The original, the R32, 33. That shit is so fucking ahead of its time. It's insane, dude. Like,
Dude, you should see. So we put it up in the air, and there's literally a hydraulic line that runs from the very back end of the transmission
yeah,
down the back end of the car to the Hikus system to be able to pressurize the system to travel.
yeah. It's not a
through all of
passive.
the shit.
It's an active steering
No,
system.
like
yeah.
it's active steering, and like
Yeah.
literally, there's a gauge in the car. It would actually tell you when it takes torque, and it puts it to the front wheels, and it's constantly going like
It's
this.
not that OG Prelude bullshit, right? Where it was just
No.
like it would kind of kick the fucking. No, it's like legit rear wheel steering.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's
Well,
fucking.
the
They're fucking sick.
1995 Nissan,
And
and my
you feel it.
79 Datsun had power windows.
Sweet, dude.
They
Rad.
were I'm just saying, like, I feel like Nissan and like Datsun is so like ahead of everybody else.
I mean, listen, they had power windows and caddies in the 50s. Like, that's not like a super like. but
yeah,
the-
but a Datsun is something you could get anywhere. Like a Caddy's not back in the day. I mean, a
Caddies were super pretty high end. I mean, it's just a
Yeah.
matter of like, dude, old Japanese cars are the fucking shit, dog. They just
Yes.
are, and it's
Yes.
they're hitting
Okay.
they're hitting that stride now where they're like, I feel like our generation looks at old JDM metal the way like, I mean, your guys' dad, not my
Our
dad, because who knows where
No,
he is.
like
but,
our customers look at Porsches, old school Porsches, right? It's the same
well,
thing.
no,
like,
I would say like muscle cars back in the day, right? Like American muscle, right? Like that,
Okay.
like attraction, that like, it's a fucking '69 SS 396 Camaro. This thing's fucking blah 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 blah. And I'm like, okay, well, it's
Holly
heavy.
double pump better.
Yeah, it's fucking it's heavy
Great.
and it doesn't turn, and it's like a really glorified tractor, and like this thing has all-wheel drive and I can do standing donuts just like this. You know what I mean? Like, that's
Hi.
yeah.
Hey,
This one goes sideways. Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like that's the way I look at that shit. And so again, you know, like I'm really
Old Japanese cars, man.
I'm really getting attached to this idea of finding an R30 Skyline, like fucking super, it's not all-wheel drive, like it's none of that shit. It's just fucking look at it, man. You know what I mean? They're just fucking cool. There's just something so fucking cool about them.
It's clean and simple.
Yeah,
yeah.
it's the
Like-
square 3-box type design with the long hood and the
Yeah.
short trunk, and yeah, it's fucking the shit. Sucks.
I love the driver oriented cockpit. Like I've had a couple 300ZXs and like in the 300ZX and the Supras, the
Yeah.
older Supras.
That center
Like,
console
it-
wraps around.
It
Yeah,
turns and comes to the driver. And like
Yeah.
that's how the car is. And like, okay, each time I got in Mike's fucking GTR, I like went to grab the steering wheel to like brace myself to get in. And each time I've fallen in, I always miss the steering wheel. It's like I haven't
So-
gotten used to it yet.
Hey,
I
wait, we
took-
need to. Everybody who listens to this, I'm actually going to put a disclaimer at the beginning of this episode: is that we have to play a drinking game. You have to take a shot every time somebody says Mike's GTR.
drunk in 30 minutes. We're gonna be drunk in 30 minutes.
Yeah,
Let me go get my bottle.
Dude, no, you should have seen it when we went. I took Tim. So there's an Audi dealership down the street from our work at Porsche, and Tim was having his Audi serviced. So I took Tim down there at like 5:30, 5:45,
Yeah.
and literally Tim and I roll in the GTR, and I pulled right to the service drive. I was like, "Fuck it, right to the service drive." Dude, we
12
cleared the
people
fucking
came out.
dealership. Like
Oh, I'm
literally, the
sure.
entire Audi dealership is standing around this car, like geeking out, freaking the fuck out. Like, oh my gosh, what did you do?
because it's
like,
so fucking
you-
cool, and you don't
You
see
come
them
in and you
anywhere.
see, like 10 people in the service department and in the shop and everything, and they all just crowded like a car meet.
you watch
Yeah.
some of their mouths as we were pulling in. All of them go,
And I think a big part of that is the fact that you have a 33, like 32s, and this sounds fucking stupid, but there's quite a few of them on Instagram stateside, right?
Yeah.
Elvis has 2 of them now, fucking meanie, and he still has the purple 33, so he's got 3 fucking Skylines right now, because the fuck, it's 2
Am
white R32s.
Him and I talk a lot. Like he's got plans for.
I know one's a
all
track
three cars.
car, one's a street car, and the purple one's also going to be a street car, right?
So
Like, yeah.
I know one is to keep like factory super fresh, like no mods,
Oh, okay.
like nothing, and
Smart.
then the other one is literally it came with a roll cage, gutted, like it's a track car. Like he's
So
going
he's going
to
to keep
track.
it a track car.
Yeah,
I would
okay,
say
right.
he would be smart to keep the clean street car R32, right? Like the stockish
Yeah.
one. Keep it
Yeah.
clean as fuck. Because if you're ever going to have a chance to get a 34, he's going to have to sell the 32 and the 33 to be able
He's
to
gonna
get.
have to sell all three. There's no way.
Dude, it's Elvis that created Stance Nation.
Doesn't mean he's going to get a break on an R34, dude.
Yeah, dude.
Do you think he needs a break?
Yeah, dude, he's not
Yeah.
balling like people think he's balling. He's made really good connections. He's very smart with his car purchases. Like the dude lives in Livermore, bro. Like he's not like he's lived there forever.
Yeah, like no, like Elvis is a super chill dude. Like
Yeah.
I've appreciated all the information that he's given and all that stuff. But like, no, he's right. I mean, like Stance Nation is a big movement, but it's not like you make tons of money off of
Yeah.
it.
He's just
Yeah,
very
got a
smart
company.
with his money.
He's very smart with
Yeah.
his money. He gets homie hookups on JDM cars. I'm sure. Like the dude that he is, the stuff that he created and all that stuff. I don't know. I don't ask. I it's just rude to ask. But I'm sure he's not paying retail for R32s, R33s. He wouldn't pay retail for an R34, but you're still gonna pay by the time you can import them.
It's a six-figure car. It's a mid-six-figure.
200K?
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
200K.
You're paying Lambo money for that thing, and it's
Well,
worth
okay,
every
here's-
fucking penny.
Here's a prime example. Tim can attest to this because I mean I'm not gonna say the guy's name, but he's a customer of ours. He bought the Speedster.
Oh,
you know what I'm
the
talking about.
yeah.
Has the Ford there, Tim?
Yes.
Oh,
So I
that
was
guy,
talking-
That
was
was
talking to
a
the customer.
great experience
With
last
So I was
the
time.
talking to this
Raptor?
customer.
the Raptor
No,
guy.
no, no.
Okay, never
No,
mind.
he had a Ford GT.
Oh,
Ford
that
GT.
guy. I also
I got
know
to
that.
drive that into the shop. It was a great experience. That's all I got to say. It was
Yeah.
5 seconds in the car, and it was a great experience.
Best
Like,
5
if you
seconds of
would've
your
gone
life.
to-
man.
starting the car. Oh, fuck yeah. Oh,
If you would have
fuck
gone
yeah.
10 seconds, you'd have been like, "This thing's a piece of shit. I need to get out." It's a Ford. Found on the roadside
You
dead.
ain't wrong. Come
Well,
on, wrong.
No, it's
It was
no,
great,
no.
though.
first.
No, but I was
wait a
talking
minute.
really cool.
No,
Talking
no,
to
it's
that
first on
customer.
race day. First on
Yeah.
race day.
Fucked over
when he gets
rebuilt
towed
Dodge.
on
Don't
race
you drive
day.
a Tahoe? Like, where are you?
That's not a Ford.
Drive a Ford
Tahoe.
Tahoe.
You
just-
Chevrolet.
But here's a prime example of why those are going to be so expensive. I was talking to that gentleman, and he wants an R34. He's like,
Because they're
"Dude, like, oh my
fucking
God."
R34s.
Correct, but you
Yeah.
also have to understand that car is going to do the exact same thing that Novas, Chevelles, SS's, all that stuff did in the early 2000s because these guys have deep
It's
pockets.
gonna sit.
The value is going to go like this.
And
It's
they're
going
gonna
to
sit.
skyrocket.
They're gonna fucking
They're
sit.
gonna-
They're
yeah.
gonna sit in some
That's so
old rich
sad.
fucker's garage, and it's gonna break my
Right.
heart.
Yeah.
Because that
Oh,
car
it's
is
not going to sit in this guy's garage. He's
No,
going to use it.
I know he
He
will
will
drive it.
use it.
that guy
he will drive it.
specifically. But I'm saying is that the people that are gonna be able to afford those things,
Yeah.
get them stateside.
I mean,
Probably
dude, like,
80% of them.
Fingers
will
crossed,
park them.
Tuner Colt.
Yes.
Come on, Tuner Colt.
Like Mike, okay,
Get
I
outta here,
love. He said tuner Colt,
Yeah,
but
fucking
like
trying to win
I
a raffle.
love
Get outta
our
here.
customer from today. He's super cool, but this dude has a 2018 manual GT3 with 333 miles on it.
Yeah, see.
It is
That's
disrespect to the car.
Mhm.
Like
Yeah.
I understand a collector's item, but literally, like,
Is it even?
dude,
Okay, well, okay,
Let me
hold
ask.
on,
No,
hold
let
on.
me ask you a serious question. Serious question.
Okay.
For the last 3 or 4 years, 80% of 911 sales have been GT cars, right?
Mhm.
Okay.
No. 80% of 911's been GT cars?
Oh, no.
No.
80%? No, that's high.
No,
No.
not even
What would
close.
you
That's
say?
high.
It's probably the opposite.
I'd
It's
probably say like
20%.
5%.
20%.
No, I'm
No.
talking about.
Red.
I'm talking about worldwide. I'm not talking about your guy. I'm talking worldwide.
Yeah. No, there's no
yes.
way. There's no
So
way.
I
Okay.
got this info from a Smoking Tire podcast about 9 months ago, where he had a dude from Porsche on and said that like everything that gets custom ordered and all the like big dog 911 owners, they only buy GT cars because it's not now. It's to the point where it's like it doesn't even matter. Like I have a GT3 and Jerry Seinfeld has a GT3, so like I need to get my fucking air vents wrapped in a different leather than he got. Like that kind of shit, right? It's getting
Well,
down to
yeah.
that nitpicky shit. I don't consider I get that they're fucking amazing, but when the only 911s that people talk about are GT3s, you take
Right.
the fucking shine off of that thing. It's not as fucking cool as it used to be, right? I'm sorry, it's just not like GT2 RSs or whatever. It's a whole you just can't get one of those things. You know what I mean? It's like a whole different level of.
You can't get a GT3.
Well, yeah, right now, fair point.
If you no, I mean I hear what you're saying, but here's I mean you want to talk about real GT3 911 stuff. It's all political. If you want a GT3, GT3 RS, GT2, GT2 RS, you have to know somebody. You have to be on a list. We at where the dealership that we work at, we maybe get, and we're a medium dealership. We probably get Tim, 15 to 20 allocations, maybe a year.
Max.
That's what I'm saying. 80% of that's bullshit. That they're fucking lying.
I mean, when I started in 2018, I started in October of 2018, and I started the year that the 991.2 GT3 was being sold. There were 6. That's it.
At the dealer level for the year.
No, there were 6 allocations to our dealer, and we are the longest known Porsche dealer in America.
So yeah, if you go to Beverly Hills, they may have 30, but they sell how many 911s a year?
It's just that's always the thing with down south. That's always the thing with fucking down south.
Yeah,
we used to when I was at Rover. It's we get 6 SVRs a year, and you go look at their website, and they had 12 on the lot, and that's when you couldn't get SVRs, right? So it's just just how it goes. Which SVRs are fucking cool, but
the worst part about that whole story Tim just told about the GT3 is the guy literally has that car, and he has a GT3 RS. That last time I saw that car, and the car's 2 years old. Had 87 miles on it.
See, that's a fucking
Wait a minute.
It's worse?
Okay, not putting miles on your car for the resale value is not it's a lot like not fucking your wife for the next guy, right?
Well,
yeah.
But from a mechanic standpoint, isn't that bad?
That's terrible.
Yeah.
Yes. That's
you need to give that bitch an Italian tune-up, dog. You need to fucking ring it out. You know what I mean?
Well, that's the thing. I mean, these people that buy these cars, they'll pay the money. He paid the full service cost to do a major service on the car today for 300 miles. But doesn't it need to be driven and be lubricated and everything? Doesn't that motor need to move?
That's my biggest argument with even Rover customers won't let their cars sit as much as a Porsche customer.
What's an SUV? It's a fucking,
Right.
Yeah.
But that's the biggest thing is we get all these customers that come in complaining about battery issues. Well, I just put a new battery in 2 years ago, or the car is only 2 years old and now I need a battery, or, some things would be covered under warranty. But it's still battery issues, right? A car doesn't like to sit.
No.
You take any battery in the freaking world and leave it on a shelf, and that thing will deplete.
Yep.
Whether this amount of time or this amount of time. Obviously, the bigger battery it is, it's going to deplete or deteriorate or over time a lot faster because the demand is a lot more. So, if I let my car sit, a newer car, any newer car with a lot of modules, right? You let a car sit 2 weeks now,
parasitic
that
draws
dead.
Can't tell that thing apart. Yeah.
Well, parasitic draw is an unwanted draw. What's a proper draw is a quiescent draw, right? So a quiescent draw is the car waking up. Nope.
We're not allowed to say that word. It's 2020, man. Get out of here.
QUIS.
It's LANDROVER.
Nailed it.
Whatever.
I'm sorry. You said that water pump was under the
he's absolutely right. No, he's absolutely right. I mean, we tell this to Porsche customers all the time. And most people don't think about this, right? When you're buying a car and you're storing it in the garage, right? It's not your everyday driver. It's the weekend warrior. Or you're going to Napa. I'm gonna pull a car out. Lock the car. Lock the car in your garage, because when it's awake, when it's unlocked, it keeps everything awake. It's ready for you to jump in, drive, go.
I did not know that.
Lock the car. It will remember that your phone is still connected to it 10 minutes after you get out of the car.
I mean, in the sense, I'd love to sell you guys a $649 battery. I mean,
Hey,
Well, yeah.
Battery, hey,
keep on doing that.
I mean-
Okay.
So no, this is
Chris,
good.
you make the phone
this
call on
is-
the new Cayennes when the new Cayenne battery is $1,800. You make that phone call.
$1,800
for a battery,
battery.
dog. Like that's
Oh,
a
yeah.
turbo. That's a fucking.
They come with
turbo.
control units on them now that you have to program to the car,
Oh, jeez.
And it's
That's
big.
completely unnecessary. Like
and
here's
it's like this big.
here's wait here's
And
hold
you
up.
sit on it. By the way, you sit on it in the Cayenne.
Huh?
It's under
It's
the
under
driver's
the
seat.
driver's seat.
Oh shit.
We're gonna come back to that in a
Under the
second.
driver's
By the
I'm
way,
gonna get back to
batteries-
this.
My GTR battery's in the trunk.
Well, of course it's a fucking GTR. They're gonna, of course.
I didn't know
Yeah.
that.
M3s do the
I
same
know.
shit. So like, it's,
Mine's in the trunk. Mine's in the trunk.
yours
too.
is also in the
Yeah,
trunk.
I didn't know that.
Oh, hey,
Your
wait,
car
no,
also
even
doesn't
better.
start.
Hey.
I
Hey!
believe my
Hey!
SS, the battery was in the trunk as well, and that was a sedan.
And then going back to the super conversation we were having earlier, like how everything encompasses drivers. I mean, you can see that new Corvette too. Like
Even the
Yes.
C7, the C7 was the same way.
Yes.
You know what? Also,
Mhm.
but here
I
let's
love
kind
that.
of let's roll this back to like reality a little bit. You know what else has a driver focused cockpit? Acura RSX. Not that special. Just saying.
Yep. Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh,
No,
yeah,
the whole
RSX,
fucking thing is like
You look
yeah.
at RSX. It's totally like the whole dash is turned towards
It's
the driver.
kicked this
Like,
way. Yeah.
Yeah.
What?
They're
That's
great
cool.
little cars. Honestly, they're fucking cool. Like,
Oh,
they're fun.
Bro,
Like,
hey, a Type S with
It's-
the STI wing on it.
it does look like an STI wing. Fuck, that's right. You just, yeah,
That's all I need.
yeah. They're cool cars. I mean,
White.
they're-
It'd have to be white though. It'd have to be white.
the white is championship white. So,
Oh,
dude,
100%.
so check,
Yeah.
dude. When I bought my STI, right? It was 19 base with the Recaro pack, right? So it had all the shit I wanted. It didn't have blind spot or the sunroof or whatever. I didn't want that shit anyway.
Oh no.
Right. It had 6,000 miles on it, and I bought it in 19 for 35
34.
grand. 34
That's a
9.
good price.
That's
That's a
right.
good price.
Check
That's a good
this
price.
shit out. The dude, mind you, the car had 6,000 miles on it, and I bought it in 19 as a 19, right? So he bought it in March, and I bought it in December.
So it's a
tra-
6-month-old STI.
So he traded it in for a CTR, and he paid $4,500 over sticker on the CTR because it was the only championship white CTR on the West Coast. He took a $9,000 bath on a Civic Type R.
Ah.
I mean, okay, but here's
Wow.
the thing: like, you gotta understand, like, was that when the Civic Type R like first came out?
It's a year after release. You
Oh,
can get
really?
them. You can get them.
That's
Oh no way!
You can get
oh,
them.
that's
dude,
no-
that's
that's-
bad.
that's
Bro,
still
like,
have
soon,
you
though. Like
seen-
that's only a year, right?
when the Civic Type R first came out, like, and this was my irritation, like as a salesperson, because I mean, like, me and Alex know the way. Like,
Yeah.
I mean, Mike, you're not a sales guy, but you know how it is. I worked at Subaru, and I went down the street to Honda to like,
no.
I wanted to see a Civic Type R, and they weren't willing to give me the time of day. And I did the same thing with a Focus RS when the Focus RS came out. And they're like, okay, let's go in and do a credit app. I'm like, I mean, that's cool for like a $60,000, $70,000, $100,000 car, but like, I
Well, no,
work at the car dealership down the street. Like, I let you know, like, I'm a salesperson down the street, like, and I want to trade in my built STI or whatever, my WRX, for this Civic Type R. And I
So-
just want to see it. I just wanted to see it.
Yeah.
That's
so
what
that's
happened to me when I drove the Supra. Like when I went to go test drive the Supra,
Like-
they totally tried to dog me into like, okay, this is
Yeah.
gonna be
so
your
first of all, like
85.
that's a Timmy. You know that's a management decision. That is not the
Oh,
salesperson's
100%.
decision. That's a management,
100%.
right?
Yeah.
Like
I mean,
so, we had a Trackhawk. We had a Jeep Trackhawk at Rover, right? And
It's fast. Fuck.
B Myers, I'm just gonna leave it at that.
yeah.
Yeah, wouldn't let us have the
Fucking
keys.
there.
What?
We had to run every test drive by him.
I got to drive it.
I also got
without
to drive
his
it, but he
permission.
wouldn't let us. He wouldn't let us put it on the board. He wouldn't let us put it on the board. We had to go to him or a manager to get it.
Dude, I don't understand that. Okay, so we had the same thing. We had a Demon at work.
Demon, yeah.
And literally the
Okay,
Demon
well,
Jam-
listen. Wait up. Hold up. At the time, I get
Wait
the
a
demon
minute.
thing. I get the demon.
No,
No, I do.
Yeah,
It's
Hellcat.
180.
There was
we had a Hellcat at the same time, and
Oh.
the keys were regularly available, but then the Demon's keys were locked up.
Okay, first
Why?
of all,
there's
because
prestige behind the demon.
yeah,
though.
the demon they only made 1,500 of them. It was $150,000 fucking Challenger. You know what I mean? I'm not saying it's
I drive
worth the money.
GT2 RSs. I drive GT2 RSs. That's a $500,000 car, and you're gonna hide keys from me for a fucking Dodge?
I think you have to remember. You gotta, but
The
think,
man's
you gotta,
got a point.
you gotta know. You gotta think about it this way. I'm gonna play devil's advocate for a second. As a dealership,
I
at a
no,
dealer
I
level.
I see what you're talking about though.
You're
I know what you're
talking about cars that you drive as a branded dealership with branded
Yep.
dealerships perks versus the used
Yep.
car department just dropped 140 grand on this car, and we have this one. And if we crash
right.
it,
We're fucked.
we're fucked.
Yeah,
exactly.
we're fucked.
Right.
Okay,
Because now we have a
my
crash
point-
demon.
My point about the Civic Type R and going to see the Ford Focus or RS was like this was a like I wanted to look at it. I wasn't asking to test drive. I wanted to see
Yeah.
the car,
That's
and
just
they were
shitty-
asking me their sales. It's
Yeah.
shitty sales
That's-
people.
Yeah.
It's. I was asking questions about the car, and I want to see the car, and it was well, what do you? What
Well,
do you gotta
that
trade
listen,
in? What do
that's
you gotta
that's
down?
the
It's
problem
like,
you run into when you buy a Halo car from
Yeah.
from like. I mean, dude, I can't even like, dude. Go try to buy a fucking Raptor. You know what I'm saying? Like John L.
Yeah.
Sullivan still wants 10 over on Raptors. It's like they've been out for
Right.
5 fucking years. Like get fucked. I'll go to Utah and track it back. Like I don't care.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
When dudes are going around bragging about they only paid 5 over sticker on a Raptor, I'm like, you're still a fuck. Like,
You're an idiot.
meanwhile, Josh bought one that was a year and a half old with 15,000 miles on it and paid 62 G's for it. No, 56
Yeah.
G's
Yep.
for it.
Yeah.
Yep.
He got
Fully
steel
loaded.
on it.
Fully
Yeah.
loaded Raptor. It's like
Yeah.
cars like that, you just buy them used. Like that's it. You just fucking buy it used. When you
Cars
know it,
like mine, buy them used. Buy my car used.
I would,
Trust me.
I
Oh,
my
yeah,
number
you're a
one
sport.
thing is most of the time
Just
buy
not for
lightly
Timmy.
used. I would always say if you're gonna buy an at least buy lightly used. Save yourself the headache. Cars
Just-
like that, GT350.
Just never buy a car that Tim's driven.
Also, fair.
That's probably a good point too.
I
But
wouldn't-
my-
I wouldn't do it
hey,
either.
I've had zero issues. Okay, zero.
Yeah.
I'm
Yeah.
at
Yeah.
Yeah.
The tires
Yeah.
that you burned through already?
one
Is
set.
is that water pump leaking yet?
My no, it's not.
I'm surprised.
I'm
It
waiting.
probably is.
Kyle, honestly, I was thinking about that the other
Hey,
day. I was like,
like-
It is
I
not
have
a
water pump.
Volkswagen engine or a Porsche engine. Okay.
Do I need
It is
to
an
do I need to
Audi
pop the
engine.
hood and show you the Audi logo that's on my motor?
Oh, please do.
yeah, just like
Please do.
yeah,
Please do
just
it.
like the
Yeah,
R8
do it.
doesn't have a Lambo engine in it. Whatever, dog. Like nobody
Right.
believes you. Like nobody
Yeah,
believes
come
you.
on.
Fair
Hey,
enough, yeah.
hey, my water pump was leaking probably about at 5,000 miles.
I'm
It
sorry,
didn't get
Kyle. I don't drive
hold
a
on, hold on.
four-cylinder.
It got replaced around 16 or 20,000 miles. It leaked that long.
I'm sorry, Kyle. I don't drive a 4-cylinder.
Tim,
I thought BMWs were meant
Tim.
for
Oh, you have more cylinders than silver slot?
I was gonna say I would love to see this race. I would love to see.
I would love
yeah.
to see them run it.
I want to
Oh,
see a
I
crowd
know.
fest. Everybody
Right.
wants
I
to
will
see a
run.
crowd fest.
You know what? I will run you from a dig.
Well, that's
Whoa.
fine. That's what do you mean? He's gonna win. He's still gonna win.
You should have a. You have an automatic transmission. You have all-wheel drive. You have more meat and more torque. You should
I
smoke them
probably-
off the line. Off the line
Wait,
at
what do
least.
you mean? I have more meat. I got like 330 seconds. I do not have more meat.
No, how wide
Yeah,
is your
Shut
tire?
the fuck up, Mike.
One-
130 seconds.
That's just like
That's
a
about
slick.
130 seconds.
It's like a split.
You heard it here
I call-
first,
I call
ladies.
Tim-
Timmy's got 330 seconds.
Tim's driving the Batmobile, the bald ass tire mobile. Batmobile.
Okay. Just so we're clear, I took my car into service when we were talking about Mike bringing his GTR there, and they said my tires were still at 50 fucking %.
They
That
lied to you.
was 2 weeks ago. Okay.
They lied to you.
They probably did lie to me. In my opinion, they're probably at like 230 seconds. But
They're out
I'm
the wear
like,
hard.
I'm like 1,000 pounds heavier than your ass. Okay, Kyle.
It don't matter.
That's
It don't,
probably
the
true.
problem with Kyle has
That just means you got traction,
being able
baby.
to pick up and go. Yeah.
Wait,
like,
wait.
you-
I'm gonna face
You
this.
have
Wait,
traction.
gentlemen, should we run a side bet?
Hold on. Here's the thing.
Oh yeah, for everybody who's
Okay.
watching or listening, Chris just got an ultra wide monitor and literally has to turn his head to see everyone in Discord right now. So he's like,
I mean, I'm running dual monitors here. I mean, I could be a dick
it's
like
not a
shit,
contest,
too,
Mike.
I could-
Okay, let
I
Chris
could
have
just
his
like
moment.
we could.
All right.
I
Wait,
mean,
Mike,
we
stay
can-
there.
we
Mike,
can-
stay
we
there.
can
Mike, stay there.
swing.
Mike, go back. Go back.
Okay, we go back. We go back.
Go back. Go back.
Okay.
Should we? Okay, yeah. So we're all of a sudden trying to go right now. Should we run side bets?
Okay. So
stupid.
here's the thing. Like, in my opinion, Kyle's gonna win. Alex obviously thinks different because my torque and
I just think that you should have him off the snatch. All I'm saying is that you should have him in the 60 foot, and then after that,
Oh yeah.
you'll nothing but taillights from that point forward. But like, if you were running a full eighth, you should have him right off the bat, and then that should be pretty much the end of it.
Have you ever raced Chris?
Chris's car?
Has Kyle
Yeah.
ever raced Chris?
Okay, no, we did a pull going uphill.
Oh. No. We did before I went big turbo. Remember that?
Chris got smoked.
I don't remember that.
No. When we almost got
I don't remember that at all.
Chris got smoked. Chris got
because
What?
we almost got caught when I was stage 2.
Oh, we did. That
But
was
what
so
I'm saying,
close,
but
bro.
that's a manual.
It was like neck
Yeah.
to neck.
That's a
During stage.
rear wheel drive manual launch. I'm talking about an all wheel drive automatic.
Okay.
With launch
We'll
I
have
know
to
you have
see
launch
because it
control.
does have
With
launch
launch
control.
control.
Yes. And I mean, when you put it in
I do
launch
too.
control mode, the transmission is different. But I mean, you have to manually shift yours. When I put it in launch control mode, like the transmission shifts a whole different way. Like Chris has felt this because he's been in the car a couple times.
It's aggressive as
like
fuck.
it lunges. Like
Yeah.
it's like boom. What's up?
Yeah,
Like,
because it's crazy.
really
Those
hit.
it's a DSG, but it's still essentially
Yeah.
yeah. So I mean,
Yeah.
it can determine how much slip it wants to give on those clutches when it shifts between the gears. And if you're like, give me all the fucking dick, it's like you're getting no slip. You're getting gear.
You're getting ball deep.
Yeah, and it
Alright,
fuck your
we're gonna
axles
have to
just
do
all
that.
day long. Yeah, no, it's all good.
We'll have to do that sometime this week. I
We
mean,
need to
I'm
get that shit on
totally
video. I
down.
want to see that shit on video.
I mean,
That's a race
I've
I want to
got-
see.
So,
No problem.
so all out there, I do have like it's probably like 330 seconds or below on my tires. I do have a full set. I have brand new tires sitting in our container, waiting for them to be done, so I can put the new tires.
So here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna melt the old tires. We're gonna mount the new tires, and then you're gonna run Kyle. That's what we're gonna do.
Do you want to melt my old tires? You want to just take away my money like that, Mr.
Yeah.
Unemployed?
Yeah, I do.
Yes!
Exactly
Yeah.
what I want to do.
Okay, well, I will say when we went to Alex's house for the barbecue, and he was like, "Bro, your tires are fucking bald." Like, that's why when me and Chris went out, I tried to do some donuts because, like, I expected my tires to be bald. My tires weren't fucking bald, asshole.
They were pretty
It was
bald.
just the outer. It was the outer tread wear, and that's it.
Well,
The middle tread wear still had tons of meat.
all right, Brian Myers. That's what I used to say when he fucking. You get customers that come
Now
back.
you just brought him out. He's
Yeah,
retired. and
he's
you
not.
just brought
Yeah,
him
exactly.
out.
You don't give. You think Brian Myers gave a fuck when he wasn't retired? Dude,
I
I'd
don't
bring
give a
this.
fuck about
I'd
me,
bring
Myers.
this. If you guys ever want to know what it's like working in a car dealership, you have a customer. They're trying to buy a pre-owned Range Rover CPO, and they're like, "Hey, these tires look pretty low, and this is like a pre-owned SBR. We're asking 65 G's for it. The tread's looking low." And Brian comes out. He goes, "Yeah, they're low on the sides. We see the middle. Their middle's fire. It's fine. Don't worry about it." We're about to sell this dude a 550 horsepower Range Rover for 60
Ball tires.
grand with ball tires.
Okay.
Legit.
What'd you
Well,
do?
the
I
thing
tried to
is,
jump
like,
it.
I was gonna say, like, being the used car advisor now, like, I had to work with him when Jerry was still on furlough because of COVID. Like, I had to work with Brian for like 3 months, and like, oh man, that's different. But like, coming from a sales perspective, I can totally see that being a problem.
Dude.
consistently.
Oh, and we're the problem. If the dude, I had a dude who had a spider living in his headlight.
What?
Yes. Yes. And Brian tried to fight him on it.
I think I remember.
We
You
got a
that.
remember
problem?
this dude. It was a black Range Rover Sport. It was a black Range Rover Sport. And the dude
I
was
think
like,
Brian brought me that car, and
Yeah.
like
He
I
ended
just
up
used,
swapping-
Like, top air.
this. Well, it didn't get him out. They named him. He was in the car for so long, they named him. Harold came back 2 days later. And
Oh man,
so Brian Myers in his scumbag glory,
name is Harold.
yeah, in his scumbag glory, he was like, "I need you to buy me 3 days with this guy," and I'm like, "All right." And so I texted him, I'm like, "Hey, we'll have a solution for you in 3 days." He had another 16 Range Rover Sport coming in, and he just swapped the headlights, and we sold somebody else a car with a spider in. And I was just like, "This is like."
don't give away our secrets,
I was
please.
just like,
Oh
you
my
can't
God,
make this
bro.
shit up, dog. Like, you just fucking can't make this shit up. Oh my god,
That's
it's so good.
hilarious.
All right, let's get to it. Let's get to it. We have 2 interesting news subjects for like regular, normal car dudes. There's a new BRZ. There's a new BRZ
There
coming.
is a new BRZ.
Yep.
Subaru.
I like that car.
Do you?
I like it.
That makes one
I'm
of
hit or
us.
miss.
Um,
I need a new beer first.
Ooh, I do need a new drink.
Tell your
I-
woman to get it.
yeah, that goes.
you
That
didn't hear
goes
me.
well. That goes well.
Not for Tim, it doesn't.
Doesn't go. Yeah,
Kid, why you laughing? Yours is fucking 8 hours away.
she can
What do
hear
you
us. She
mean?
listens. She listens.
She'll
don't
make the
don't,
drive.
don't
Does she
say so-
listen? Kid, does she listen?
Yeah, she listens. All my windows
Oh,
are closed.
what
but
up,
we're fine.
girl?
I know.
Appreciate you.
Share
Okay,
that shit.
so here's my thing.
Tell your
The
friends.
I feel like it got really big.
It's the same chassis.
That's
No,
what she
no,
said.
no. Yes, 100%. But I mean, everybody is going so big with like their headlights. Like, I like the side look. I think it looks great from the side, but like the headlights are really, really big.
Dude, it looks
Compared
too
to
much
being
like
very
stupid
sleek.
ass Z.
In the
It
rear
looks like-
end,
It looks
they
a
are
lot like the
taking
Z.
headlights or taillights
go
off
back
of an Accord.
Right.
Dude,
That's
that-
a rear end of an Accord.
That's
Dude,
the rear
all
end of
the-
a new Acura NSX. We've already had this
It
conversation.
is.
Yes.
That's
Dude,
disgusting.
that looks like the freaking new Nissan Z and the freaking Honda Accord had a baby, and that's what came
Yeah.
out.
It's
Also-
a 370. Like, if you
also-
go back to
hard.
the profile.
And also slower to 60 than a Honda Pilot. So that's a problem.
Hey,
Okay, are you
so
serious? Like,
that
is it really?
answers my question of no turbo.
No turbo.
No.
More power, still no turbo. Don't
I-
get it.
Okay.
Don't get
I don't
it.
understand this. Why does Subaru not put a performance package together and put that in that car? Because
What I don't
that car would
understand,
Because it
I
would
know,
be
sell
I-
out in minutes.
disgusting.
Like minutes, that
the
car would
thing-
sell out.
the thing that I really don't understand
But it
is
would
that
discontinue the WRX. It would take all
No,
of the
it would
sales
not.
from the
no,
WRX.
it
Yes,
would
it
not.
would.
No, it
Oh,
fucking
yeah, it
would
would.
not. No,
Hell
it
Yes,
wouldn't.
it
no
would.
way.
No, it wouldn't. I'm going to tell you exactly why it wouldn't. Because it's not all-wheel drive and it only has 2 doors. You will always have Subaru has. They did the same thing with wagons. The Outback is the best-selling wagon in America. Spoiler alert: it's like the only fucking wagon selling in America. The WRX
And
is
yet,
the
you have to have
only
Birkenstocks
4-door
for that.
sedan, all-wheel drive, manual transmission under 30 grand. They're niche cars, but they own the niche. There's no competition. You have to go buy one.
We
You
talked-
want?
We talked
We
about
talked
this.
about it.
We
You
did.
could
Yeah.
having a turbocharged BRZ would do nothing to WRX sales. They're not the same buyer. No, they're not the same buyer.
I worked at Subaru for 2 years. I sold them. I've sold enough WRXs to know that probably 75% of my WRX buyers would have bought a BRZ if they were faster.
But if a BRZ was faster,
I-
it would be more expensive.
And you got to think like
Oh.
I came in like before everyone and their mom wanted to buy a WRX. So like I came into people looking for my model of WRX, and since they couldn't get my model WRX because everybody kept them, they bought the new WRX. But if the BRZ had a turbo, everybody would get a BRZ.
Debatable.
Which I mean, that's just my history. I
Okay,
mean,
That'd be a hot
I mean,
commodity if you had turbo.
let's put 2 GTIs next together. Like mine is a 2-door and they have a 4-door. Guess which one actually sells more?
5-door.
two-door.
Four-door.
Nope,
5-door.
5-door. Technically, the 5-door. So
Why do you
and
think you can't buy a
actually,
3-door anymore? Because they don't sell.
You can't.
Correct.
So
don't sell.
I mean, I get where you're coming from with the the 2-door versus 4-door. Everybody wants 4 doors because
Why do you
life.
think there are like no 2-door sports coupes anymore? You have Camaros, you have Mustangs, you have the 370Z until the 370Z that you could go buy in 2020 does not have in-dash infotainment. Think about that for a second. You can go buy a brand new car for mid 30 grand that doesn't have a screen in it. Doesn't have Apple CarPlay, doesn't have Android Auto, doesn't have Navigate, doesn't have any of that shit. It's got a CD player in it.
That's fucked up.
That's all you need.
Right?
Yeah,
Everything
I'll
else.
take that.
But what I'm saying, right? But
CDs
not
though?
for
Like, it's-
35 fucking grand. You won't.
That's
That's
funny.
true.
Right.
That's true.
So they don't sell in this country. We don't buy sports cars historically. Enthusiast cars, we've gone through this. We buy crossovers. We're fucking dumbasses. We don't buy wagons. We don't buy fast wagons, even though they're fucking sick. We don't buy 3-door hatches, even though they're the fucking shit. We don't buy 2-door sports coupes, even though they're gangster. We buy SUVs. We buy Tiguan's. And then we make those fast for some fucking reason.
Hey, but there are line Tiguan.
Listen, don't get me wrong. I'm thinking about buying my wife a Tiguan and then APR tuning it because I've seen what you can. 500 horsepower Tiguan fucks. Just saying, but like,
Wait,
it's
wait
just
a
a
minute.
GTI.
500 horse.
It's just
I
a,
think I
it's
know
just a
what
GTI.
No, okay, wait.
It's just a GTI.
500 horse. I understand it's a GTI, but that shit ain't gonna fucking hold up in that car.
I
It's
got
the
an
same
extra
engine
2-liter
that's
for it.
in his car.
But with a DSG, you really
Doesn't
think it
matter.
will hold up
DSG is
to
good for like 750.
that? I don't know. I'm just
Yeah,
asking
no,
a
you're
question.
good. Think about it like this. Think about it like
We'll
this.
educate you.
Think about you have
Just with
RS3s, right? Like, so you have the IROS Motorsport RS3, the 1200 horsepower, 8-second air conditioned car, runs a factory
That is true.
transmission.
That is true. That is very true.
I mean,
That's-
mind you, that's
Different
the
clutches.
different clutches, but it's a fact. But
But
that's
even
also
then, like,
1200
stock
horsepower
gearing?
versus 500 horsepower. That's a huge
Yeah.
difference, right?
I would. Okay, I would personally be upset if I got fucking.
If you got gapped by a Tiguan, yeah, you.
By a fucking Tiguan. Like,
Hey,
I
mean,
like,
Kyle and I
I
had
have one
side
right here.
conversations. I'm trying to get the Tiguan tuned. Like,
I think that'd be great. I'd fucking support it.
Tiguan,
Fuck it.
dude, it needs it. Like, I mean, Kyle's car, yes, Kyle's car is great. It's 2-door, 3-door technically.
You're literally
it's
just
light.
about to have the entire argument as to why we don't buy.
No, but it's super. No, it's super lighter, right? It's super light,
No, it's a
It
great
is.
car. It's a great car.
dude. The fucking Tiguan. I'll tell you, man.
The
you go put your
interiors
foot
are
down
nice. They handle well. No, they're great. They're a great car. It's a great car.
Right.
Back to
And
the
wait for the power to
BRZ.
come on.
Yeah, back to the
Well,
BRZ.
Okay, so the whole thing about the BRZ, they put a Forester Outback motor in it.
Yeah.
Really?
They did. So it's the Forester.
It's the
No, it's not.
non-turbo
No,
motor.
no, it's not the Outback. Doesn't even get that engine anymore.
Oh, it's just the Forester.
It's just the Forester and the Impreza.
Oh.
Also, we lost Kyle, but whatever. He'll come back.
I'm here now.
Okay. Um,
So it's the 2.4 liter
Yeah.
with a little extra
a
horsepower.
little bit of extra sauce on it. No, and here's the most frustrating thing about that. You have the FA, which is a great engine.
Just throw it in.
Just put a fucking FA in it. At least sell a variant with an FA in it. Right? Like, just make it a thing. It fits in the car. There's no way it doesn't fit in the car. It's not that big. I've seen it.
What's an FA?
That's the same as why. Okay,
The
Let's
FA,
change
so
that.
the FA20 is the new WRX engine. So it's direct inject. So you know that the EJ is the old dumb engine, right? They're just stupid, port injected, fucking 8.5-to-1 compression, big old fucking stupid turbo, terrible on gas, the whole nine, the whole nine. Unequal length headers, right? FAs have equal length headers. They have direct injection, all the twin scroll turbos, the whole fucking 9 yards, right? So it has it's Conron limited to about 400 horsepower, but you can get to 400 horsepower pretty fucking easy, right? So that would be great. Now you're talking about a car that comes with 268 horsepower or some shit like that. Tim, you can correct me if I'm wrong. I think I might be undercutting that a little bit, but it's sub 300 horsepower, but it has all the tuning potential in the world to make more than that.
Yeah.
And you have a 6-speed manual and rear wheel drive, and the car's like it's still sub 3,000 pounds, I think. Like, that's a fucking great performance. And if you can sell that thing under 30 grand, that's a great performance car.
oh, dude, for the
Absolutely.
money, hands
It's
down.
a great
Yeah.
performance. It's like what the Miata wishes it could be, right?
Mhm.
But but it's like, this has been Subaru's fucking song and dance for 20 fucking years. It's like,
At least.
right? More power. Give it more power. STIs.
Yep.
Give them more power. Why
Wait.
do they not have more power?
So,
Yeah.
question: would Toyota revamp the FRS?
I would assume as much. I mean, the chassis is it's a co-developed chassis. So
Yeah.
Probably
yeah,
not.
Toyota did the chassis, and then Subaru did the engine, right?
Yeah.
On the new one? On the new one too?
On all of them. I don't know,
No,
but
all of
well,
on the
Well, when they
86
started,
chassis, yes.
yeah, when they started the project, it was a Subaru Toyota joint. things. Subaru took care of the drivetrain, and Toyota took care of the body and the chassis and all of that stuff.
And then
It was
to
a joint
Subaru
venture.
tuned their own suspension. So if you
Correct.
drive like a BRZ and an 86 back to back,
Different.
they drive completely different. The FRS,
Really?
yeah, the FRS is like wants to step out, like because it'll get ass happy because it's tuned stiffer in the rear to make it a little bit more oversteer prone. The BRZ is set up like an all-wheel drive car, like it doesn't want to oversteer to the same. You can very easily tune it into the suspension. It's all just suspension tuning, but they're
Right.
they're set up different. And the BRZ is
Yeah.
arguably nicer on the inside. It's a little bit more
Well,
expensive, but it
and-
is nicer on the inside.
And
Yes.
that car was set up to mirror the 86, and at the same time, I mean, the 86 would, I mean, you'd gas it, and the back end would step out how quickly on you on
Yeah.
that car, right?
They
So, I mean,
put
but
they
that
put
was-
the low resistance profile fucking tires on them, so
Yeah,
that they
like
would
that-
get sideways.
that was- that was the purpose of an 86 Corolla. Like you literally, you're gonna go fucking drift the shit out of the
yeah,
thing.
you clutch
as a
kick the
rear-wheel
fuck out
drive.
of it and quick it.
Yeah, like, but that's how. I mean, if you really look at like Subaru and Toyota, they really did kind of mirror what the original was to kind of what they're coming into now. It's not as probably, I would say, as good, but I mean, the joint venture, the amount of money they threw at that car's done very
I mean,
well.
it was. I mean, it's. We've talked about it before. Like, 86 or a BRZ with 300 horsepower is an amazing car.
oh,
It's a
all
great
day
car.
long.
It's a great car.
All day long.
Super fun to drive. Handles great. All the chassis dynamics are there, right? It's just hard to love a car when it's like the same thing with Caymans, right? It's like, oh, we just made them worse because it'd be better than a 911, right?
Yeah.
Because just inherently a mid-engine platform is a better platform than a rear-engine platform. It just is,
Oh, no, 100%.
right? So it's like, what do you do? Well, we'll just fucking neuter the dog shit out of it because
Yeah,
we can't make a car that's 50 grand less better than a 911.
I mean, going back to the Porsche world, the hot setup was the guys that would buy the Caymans, the first gen Caymans, and go find a wreck GT3,
And then swap
And
the
yank
engines
all-
out.
yank all the shit out of it, and put it in a Cayman.
Hell
Bro, you'd
yeah.
have a 3.8 liter Cayman with 500 horsepower, damn near.
That's
And it
fucking
would just-
tight.
Rail at $8,000. Rail at $8,000.
That's
no
fucking
problem.
sick. I'm fucking with that
All
shit.
day long.
So
So
my verdict on the BRZ is buy the new Z when it comes out. Sorry.
Yeah.
Okay.
I agree.
Look wise, you prefer the Z
Wait,
over the
hold on.
BRZ?
I
You
prefer the
say-
Z.
Okay. So
The
here's
Nissan,
what I'm
the
gonna do.
Nissan Z. Sorry, the Nissan Z.
Okay.
You guys are gonna buy these new cars. I'm gonna go buy the last generation of a BRZ TS that comes with the Brembo brake kit for like $7,000 off MSRP, and throw a fucking turbo on it.
That's
Well,
on. That's
you
not a
let me
bad.
know
I'm saying
when
if
you get
it-
those finances.
Yeah.
and let's make
I'm
that
saying
happen.
Apple. I'm saying if you
That's
were
gonna be
walking
at the end
into
of next
if
year.
you're walking into a car dealership in the next 18 months and you're looking for a rear-wheel drive manual Japanese performance car, right? In that zone, and you're just buying a new car, like I'm not buying a BRZ.
Dude, and that's the thing is like I wanted to love the Z so bad.
I
And
love that
love
thing.
the rear end. I love the interior. It's a fucking BMW. Let's be honest about it. I don't like the front end.
I like the
I
front end.
think it's way too much like round. Like I just it doesn't
It
do
looks
for
like a
me.
240Z. I mean, it looks like what it's supposed to look like.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, to a point. I'll give it to you. I mean, I'll give it to you. We have an
I've-
argument.
So Larry Chen did a photo set at race service with that car because Chris Forsberg is a professional drifter and he's driven
Yep.
he's factory backed by Nissan. He's been driving Nissan this whole time. He's got a fucking VR swap 370Z, so it's got a Skyline engine in it with nitrous and shit. Makes like 1,200 horsepower, some fucking stupid shit.
Hell yeah.
Formula drift
That's
cars are drag
cool.
cars that go sideways. That's it. That's all they are.
All day long.
So it looks great. I mean, and I'm sorry, but it's just there's something like it's a twin turbo V6. So it's the Q60 motor, right? The VR30 or whatever the fuck it is, right? It's got tuning
Right.
potential. It's got all this shit. It's a more interesting car. I just feel like I'd fucking rather buy a Miata than a BRZ, if I'm being honest.
You're not wrong.
I
it's
would
cheaper and
rather
it'll be a lot of
walk.
fun.
Thank you, Kyle. Somebody had to say
Well,
it.
it looks
Thank
like you
Kyle.
will be walking because our next point of interest is the fact that Volkswagen no longer has a racing program as of
Kyle.
today. So this is you guys will be listening to this on December 3rd. This is December 1st. So by the time you
Wait,
guys listen,
Volkswagen has a racing division?
rude.
Wow.
Rude.
That's hella rude for one.
Tanner
Secondly,
Faust.
Tanner
they did
Faust,
very
bro.
well.
Yeah.
They did very
How
well,
about-
actually, in motorsport.
They did amazing. They did very
Yeah.
well in American Rallycross, which is what they think or Global Rallycross, right? Like they did really well in that.
Yep.
The IDR, which is their electric car that literally shat on everything,
Everybody.
everywhere,
Everybody.
everything. They're just like, hey, we're gonna make a car and and maybe that's what it is. Maybe they're like, it's like, hey, we've like hit the zenith, like we can't get any faster, so fuck it.
Our dick's too big.
Yeah, like,
Well, I mean, like,
We'll wait for you all to catch up.
yeah,
We'll see you in 10 years.
what was
Yeah.
it like when Porsche? Fuck, what race was it?
Not Le Mans. They
No.
left.
It was it Targa? No, there was a certain race that came out that
Talk about when
Porsche
when Audi did the whole commercial in front of the Porsche Center and it says "Come back to racing" or something along those lines.
Yes.
Oh my God. what the fuck did they
Porsche
leave?
dominated in this racing class for I think
I know what
2 years.
it was.
And they stopped that race.
wasn't-
That race
wasn't
doesn't
Le Mans,
exist
though.
anymore. No, it wasn't Le Mans. That race does not exist anymore because Porsche won every single race. Like they were like, what was the point?
Good for them. Yeah.
It might have
Fucking Kyle. Great, awesome,
Good for
whatever.
them.
Yeah.
Kyle, you work.
Time to
and
move on.
You love Volkswagen. You should be happy that Porsche dominates everything because you take all their technology.
That's your dad.
Just saying.
That's your dad.
No. Who owns?
That's a fact.
Who owns,
That's
who
a
owns
That's
fact.
true.
Porsche?
No, it's true. No,
Okay.
Volkswagen
Okay,
Group.
hold on. There's a
Volkswagen
difference
Group owns Porsche.
between an owner and the engineer.
You're like the sugar daddy. Volkswagen's like
That's
Porsche
exactly
sugar
right.
daddy.
That is the perfect name for him right there.
Really
He
are.
is the sugar daddy.
Yeah.
He is the sugar daddy for that car.
Yeah, that's true. No, I think.
Who's your
I mean,
daddy?
dude.
Hey, who's your daddy?
yeah,
okay?
we get it. You got a
Uh,
Yeah.
fast little red rocket. Wait a minute.
Hey,
If you
wasn't
like-
Mike
That's right.
supposed to have the
That's
GTR behind him tonight?
Yeah, well,
Oh,
I could.
yeah.
We got home late. We got home late.
No,
Yeah,
we're gonna
yeah.
do no.
Right.
We're gonna do our first real, honest to God, baby. No,
Oh, you're gonna announce this shit?
No.
Oh shit, we're gonna do it.
We're gonna do our first
Okay.
real, honest to God.
I'm sorry.
Be gone!
Close that door.
He wants me. He just
Oh,
bought a
shit.
Bugatti Chiron in Forza Horizon 4, and like he wants to show it to me, and I'm juggling that with the fact that my wife will strangle me if he's on
Oh.
camera. So it's like,
Hey, at least your kids in the cars. At
Yeah.
least your
Okay,
kids-
Exactly.
okay, hold on. I'm
Right.
sorry. Everything just cut out for me. Did you see it? Like he bought the Lego? The
Print
Bugatti
screen.
Chiron.
Somebody
No,
print
he-
screen.
no,
Hey,
yeah,
print screen
First screen, first screen, first screen, first screen.
print screen. He bought a Bugatti Chiron in Forza Horizon 4, and he's like wants to show it to
Oh.
me. Yeah. So, fuck. Now I lost my fucking train of thought.
What are we announcing? We're
We're gonna do our first honest to God YouTube vid. Like we're gonna do a real fucking YouTube vid. I'm gonna take the time. We're gonna edit it. We're gonna do the whole fucking thing. We're gonna do it about Mike's GTR. So
Hell
Yeah,
yeah.
walk around. We'll
we're
do
gonna
photos.
walk around. We'll do photos.
all
We'll
kinds
do some
I'm gonna
rollers.
kick it.
Yeah, I'm not gonna do that, but we're gonna do like the whole fucking thing. That'll be coming out. I'm in
Shifty
talks
Lizzy?
with Jamal to do our Formula Drift wrap up episode on Saturday during the day. So if any of you guys can or want to pop in on that, if that does end up going down, I'll let you guys know. Especially you guys in the pod if you want to hop in.
Chris is
Whoa.
gone.
Nope, Chris is here. Everything just freaked out
Chris
for a second. We're back. We're back.
Yeah, what?
Yeah, I don't know. Things froze. It's fine. But yeah, so we're gonna do that, and so we're gonna have some new content. We kind of took a little bit of a break. There was a holiday, right? Everything kind of slowed down a little bit.
Yeah.
We're gonna try it.
And I mean, I think I know you're talking about the whole drift thing. I think at some point on Saturday, I looked at our coming Saturday. I mean, we got some appointments, but we'll be light. So I think at some point we might be able to jump in live with you
Every time.
if you're doing that. To be
Yeah,
able
we
to
would
just
be
pop
doing
in
it-
real quick.
Yeah, we'll be doing it live on
Check it out.
YouTube, just through Discord. You guys can hop in and just fucking kick it.
Yeah.
It'd be all good.
I'll make sure I bring my iPad, my headphones, and all that stuff, and
Yeah.
we'll jump in and we'll commentate and all that stuff.
Yeah, it'll be good. So the season's already over. We're just gonna. There's been some drama in the postseason. There's been
And
some.
see, I know nothing about drifting. Like I know drifting. Like I don't know anything about drifting competitions.
So
or
we
like,
should. I think we should get Jamal on the pod next time, and we should just
Alright.
do like a drifting fucking for dummies, right? Like, what is the sport? What is
Yeah.
whatever. I think that'd
Yeah.
be cool.
Yeah,
Maybe
yeah.
we'll do that. I'll talk
It's
to him
not
about
like you're gonna turn left.
Do I clutch kick to break traction?
hooks,
got-
clutch
I got-
kicking,
I got-
and hook
I
sliding.
got
That's-
front wheel drive. Can I drift
Yes, you can. Yes, you can.
If
There's
you
dudes
put
in
Yeah.
Japan that do
Yeah,
it.
there-
praise in the
Can I
rear, it
drift?
works.
with
Yeah.
those wheels?
You can drift. You can. There's dudes to do it. There's dudes that go to
I
drift.
just need I need the lunch trays.
You don't even
yeah.
need that. You
Cold.
just need to
Lunch
lock the
trays.
fuck out of those rear wheels.
Since I just remember this, and I'm gonna take a gab at poor Alex here. Those wheels are 10.5s, by the way. Not,
Oh, they
not
won't
10s.
fit. Okay, well then they
They're
won't fit.
10.5s.
So, well, I'm not wide bodying my shit, so I'm not putting those.
Well, I'm gonna put 295s
Pussy.
Fuck yeah, you better fucking yeah.
or 305s all the way around.
Will it fit through? That's a whole
Wow.
other conversation.
Yes, it will.
Okay.
What?
And on
I
to
gotta
that,
roll- I gotta
we're
roll-
talking
and
about
on the-
also,
the-
like, you guys can
the
all
Subaru?
borrow my car.
Yeah.
I just really want a manual car to drive. I miss driving a manual car, so like
Kyle.
Your
Alex
Why?
SCI,
Mr.
Christopher-
Why?
Manual cars are slower.
I don't really drive very fast very often. How can
Yeah,
I?
that's
I'm
a
stuck in
fucking
traffic.
lie.
It's fuck
Mm-mm.
2020. Are you kidding me?
That's true.
Dude, Timmy's
We're
How
still
fast
on
Today.
December 1st.
Yeah. So
What time did you leave work?
What time did I leave work? 6:11,
What time did you get home?
like 6:55.
I rest my case.
Uh-huh. Someone was hauling the fucking mail.
Yep.
And I mean, I stopped by the liquor
Hey, you
store.
stopped by the liquor store, right? Which took at least
Still
15
made
minutes.
it home.
At least 15
okay,
minutes.
okay, I was here and logged in at like 7:03.
He
No, no, no,
drives like an
that's
Audi guy.
not what I'm referring to.
I know, I
When did
know,
you
I
walk
know.
in the door? Yeah.
Rockland to Elk Grove. How long did that take you?
It was 30 minutes.
You're lying. You're fucking lying.
Dude, it's 34 miles. It was 30 minutes.
It takes me an hour. It takes me an hour. What the hell?
It also took you 40 minutes to get from the dealership to my house. So, you know,
Well, yeah, that's
there's that. There's that.
Okay,
I mean,
that
Alex lives
was
in the fucking
that
cuts,
was
dude.
my Audi's navigation.
Oh, we always use
So-
Google Maps. Anyway,
Yeah, what the fuck's wrong with you?
whatever. We're gonna have some more content coming up before Christmas. Obviously, Christmas we're gonna be off, and then we're gonna try and hit 2021 straight in the fucking dick. Once the show car season kicks back up, I'm gonna hit some fucking hit some shit, get back in the canyons, do the whole fucking 9 yards, bring you guys some sick.
We
content.
gotta, and we gotta do something from Cars and Coffee. We gotta take the GTR.
Yeah, we gotta
to
take.
Cars and
Oh
Coffee.
yes.
So
We gotta go
I
to Balls and Cars.
unfortunately I missed that opportunity this past month. An old friend of mine texted me like the weekend I got it. I got it Wednesday. I got a text Saturday about Cars and Coffee, and I got it too late. But we all got to roll out to Cars
Yeah,
and Coffee.
Fuck yeah.
Like either
Wait.
stickered, shirted, like
Something.
Can we
ready
get
to
our stickers
go.
done?
Yeah, we need to get on that. I'll hit
Yeah.
up my homie's girl and get that vector thing done. Yeah, so we're probably gonna do a small batch of stickers. May or may not sell them.
No, we are. We're for
Yeah,
sure gonna
I
do
don't know.
stickers.
We're gonna do some shirts, maybe. I don't know. We're throwing some things around, but that's probably a show, guys. We've been rolling for a minute, so thank you guys for listening. Please like, subscribe, smash that bell, and ring that like button. or whatever the
Notification
fuck
button.
the
Smash that
YouTubers-
shit.
Yeah,
And
whatever that.
And if you want a free sticker, comment. How about that?
How about that? I like that. If you want a
You
free
want a free sticker?
die
Comment that
cut
shit.
sticker, we're
Comment
not going
that
to tell you
shit.
what it looks like, what color it is, where it goes, or if you like
Look
it
at
or
that.
not. You're gonna. Yeah,
That'll be the test
Guys.
of if you made it through the whole podcast.
that's a really good point.
Hey,
Retention
that's
is
facts.
the name of the game.
By the
you-
way, if you made it through all this bullshit, we appreciate you.
this was a good
Please,
episode.
please,
Fuck you.
please,
We-
please, please, like, subscribe, share, tell your friends, listen to us.
And
Like,
if you don't, your
we're
dads are
trying to
never
grow
coming
this.
home.
And
None of
Timmy
them.
will
Fatherless
suck.
motherfuckers for the rest.
Timmy will suck some dick for some more viewers.
See, now I have to edit that out, Kyle. See,
Aw.
2020.
audible
I mean,
disappointment. from
2020 is
Timmy.
acceptable.
Audible,
That's
audible
actually
Crown
disappointment.
2020.
Is it back to
acceptable.
school?
2020.
Yeah,
It's
that's-
true though.
That's true. Oh, am I
It is
shading? Am
true.
I the toxic male now? Wow, this is getting out of hand. Okay.
Are you
thank
guys paying for my tune?
And on
Yeah,
that
that's how you're
bombshell,
gonna
We're Bye.
Bye, guys. Peace out. Follow us on all
Bye.
this shit. You already know where it is. Have a great night.